Hi everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, also known as the Ammo Nerd, and we have an ammunition review today. You know, kids, back in my day, M193 used to be 3,167 feet per second from a 20-inch barrel at 78 feet. All your newfangled surplus ammunition these days doesn't meet that velocity spec. Oh yeah, old man? Let's find out. We have some old, late 70s Winchester, white box even, M193. Let's throw this guy on the table and talk about what we're gonna do today. Now, in full transparency, I myself purchased this ammunition from Dozer Munitions. They are a new source of ammunition for the channel for doing all kinds of reviews because I like to, document and chronicle all this old surplus ammunition so that if you come across it at like a garage sale or at a pawn store or a gun shop and you're curious what it does, normally you pop on the internet and look it up, and I hope to be able to satisfy that information request for you in the future if you're looking for it. But for our 5.56 testing, we have a 7.5 inch, 10.5 inch, 14, 16, 20, and 22. We're gonna just run a brief velocity string on these today to see what kind of velocity we can get. It's around 50 to 55 degrees. We've got a control lot of some new Winchester M193 as well as some China Sports, some Norinco 223, and even some Norma M855. We actually tested some other older surplus M193 from Dozer a little while back, and it actually met specification. We have our Pro Chronopal Digital DLX as well as our Garmin 0C1 and the new Doppler radar from Athlon Optics that we're trying to review to see how that stacks up. So we've got 3 data sets today to see what kind of velocity we can knock out with this stuff. We'll start off this review with our 7.5 inch from PSA. I'm a big proponent of them because I can stretch my dollars pretty far, because when I'm out here collecting data, I gotta have a lot of barrel lengths, and that adds up pretty quickly. Now onto our 10.5 inch. This is a PSA Build. Now onto our 14.5 inch upper. This is from Pro 2A Tactical. I have, I think, 3 of their uppers now. No complaints. I've got this one, the one in 9x39, and then one in 338 arc that we've got to get some rounds down range in. Now onto our 16 inch. This is our Croatian VHS or Springfield Hellion. Very, very nice bullpup. The only thing on it that sucks so far is the trigger. I like the charging handle location compared to the Kel-Tec RDB. This thing is very, very quiet. Not sure what's up with the RDB, but when you charge that thing and you fire it, it's just very, very loud and clunky. Ooh, 30-54 ending on that. Got a little bit of muzzle flash off this 16 with this single port YHM brake. Now this is where we get down to business. This is our 20 inch, so we should see 3167 feet per second or a little bit more because that was rated at 78 feet. So we should see right around 3200 feet per second if this is in spec. Oh, would you look at that? Over the spec velocity, so good job, Winchester. And finally, our 22 inch, this is our TC Compass, Mr. Armor Slayer himself. This is known for throwing M193, sometimes upwards of 3,500 feet per second with that Independence M193. I would like to try to get my hands on some of the NAS3 cases that a few places are loading with M193 and getting like 3,300 feet per second out of a 14.5 inch. That's crazy. So it looks like with this particular powder, we lost a little bit of velocity coming out to the 22-inch. Well, folks, there you have it. That almost 50-year-old ammunition still meets our velocity spec for our M193. She's old and a little bit dirty, but she gets the job done. We didn't do any accuracy precision tests with this particular load today because we've done that pretty much in the past with all of our M193, and it's around 2 to 3 MOA at 100 yards depending on your gun. And I figured since we only had around 60 rounds of this, I just wanted to see how it stacked up velocity wise against some of the other control ammunition that we shot on the same day. Pretty much this fell right in line with our current production Winchester M193, but our China Sport Norinco yellow box won the day at having velocities of almost 3,400 feet per second from our 22-inch. With all that being said, it's time for me to get the heck out of here. But at the end of all of my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible, because there's a lot that goes into them. Number one is my family. They're a huge support. They're always out here helping do whatever they can from time to time, even get to pull the trigger. Deacon would like to remind you all to like, subscribe, and share this video so that YouTube algorithm can work for us and not against us. Number two are my Patreon, Subscribe Star, and YouTube channel members. I have a campsite in the description below. It's a landing page with various different types of links in there. I'm not going to tell you what the manufacturers are because YouTube wants to demonetize my videos now that I have that in there. But if you're looking to say thank you to the channel, that's what those links are for. I've never wanted to be here to push you guys towards a sale. I'm not trying to be a salesman, but I use those as a thank you so that if we're doing any kind of testing, I have the ability to procure some of that stuff to answer your questions. Number three is Dozer Munitions. Again, in full transparency, I myself purchased this ammunition from him to review with no strings attached. And of course, number four is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.